All right, so could you repeat the first question?
Of course. So the first question I asked was basically, how do you personally understand the relationship between God's jealousy and his love? In other words, do you see that jealousy as sort of a protective kind of love or more as a response to human unfaithfulness?
No, it is response to humans' unfaithfulness, sins, and disobedient acts. So, whenever, in terms of disobeying His word, He is a jealous God, punishing our sins and disobedient acts to the third and fourth generations.
Got it. So, from your perspective, you're seeing God's jealousy really as a response to human unfaithfulness and disobedience. It's more of a reaction to the way people stray from his word, and you're also connecting that to the idea of consequences that can extend even to later generations. So, let's keep going with that idea. With that in mind, how do you think we as believers should balance our understanding of God's love and God's judgment in our everyday faith walk?
I think we need to move our focus on the next point. So, could you make another question?
Absolutely. We can shift right along. So let me bring up another question from the next angle. We talked about the creator's purpose and how humanity is meant to live according to that purpose. So here's a follow up. How do you think recognizing that we were created for God's glory should shape the way we approach our daily choices and priorities as believers?
So, as as God's creature, you know, our we must live according to His purpose. And God has created humanity for a reason, for a purpose, and our job is to fulfill His purpose by living in obedience to His word.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. In other words, if we really see ourselves as created for God's glory, then our daily choices and priorities naturally become about aligning with His purpose and living out that obedience. And I think that really ties into what you mentioned earlier about balancing love and judgment, because it's all connected to that overarching purpose. Let's keep the conversation going. Feel free to let me into any other angle you want to explore, or I'm happy to ask another question.